Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So you'll be wondering how did I made a 1:6 RR on Euro USD on this last Friday. So I'm recording this video on Sunday, which is 5th of March. So I'll just give you a quick breakdown how did I made this entry. Okay, first of all, let me go to the 4 hour, and on 4 hour, okay, before 4 hour, let me backplay this chart until the Asian session, right? So yep, so the Asian session has been backed out. My bad. Okay, which is over here. Let me take out this Asian session. So this is my first rule. What I do is I wait for Asian session to be finished. Once the Asian session is done, I'll be looking for the point of interest. So as you guys can see that I have marked this level as my nearest level of point of interest. The reason is pretty much simple. Asian highs are always manipulative and Asian lows are always manipulative. So once the session opens, there is a high probable chance that the market can tap into this order block and make a manipulation, and it has a high probable chance that it can come to take the Asian lows, right? So this is usually happens market, and same thing happens if the market comes down to take out the Asian low liquidity and the market rallies to the opposite. So it doesn't happen every day like on the same pattern, it keep changes, but this is an overall outlook. Now let's say I have marked this. So you'd be wondering why did I mark this black candle. Just come down to the 5 minutes and hunt for a fair value gap. So what I'll be doing is I'll just mark this fair value gap. Usually you can mark the last order block just like this, but to be on the safer side, I don't want to miss my entry. I'll be giving myself some space. I'll be marking from the beginning of this order block, because this is the price delivery area, right? So if you look into this is a price delivery area as well. So I just mark this whole order block as a point of interest. So while considering this order block, what I'll be looking is this order block is a very good order block, because this order block has took out the liquidity of the previous high as well. So this is kind of took out this liquidity, so it is a strong order block as well, right? So I'm not going into a deep detail, just understand that this is a point of interest which I have marked out for going a short entry if I getting a pattern, right? And did get a like it did get into entry point. Let's see, it gave me a tap, but I don't take aggressive entries even if it is on a very good order block as well. The market did come down, see, but what was my point of interest is like I was expecting this level to be get tested because there is a fair value gap, but unfortunately it didn't come. The price did came down, so I missed this entry. So there was an entry point. So the people who goes aggressive, right, this is a clean entry, right, for them. So it's a 5 pip to 6 pip entry. I used to go aggressive entries, but now I have changed my method. I would look for additional confirmations as well. Now as being this said, the people who took out an entry over here, obviously what would be their target? The downside liquidities, right? So what is the point of interest over here? There's 2 point of interest, right? Where they will be targeting, one will be over here, which is this order block. Once this order block is being breached, they will go for the next one, right? So always what you have to look is when there is an order block, make sure that there is a fair value gap and a liquidity resting above, and a fair value gap which is being supporting that point, right? So this full points are liquidities, right? There's no doubt on that. These are the liquidities resting over here. This is a liquidity, see, there is an equal low, see, these things are liquidities. There's no doubt on that, right? So the people who shorted the market EU, they will be expecting to book their profits once it breaches this Asian point. So let's play this. Came up and did come down, right? I could have looked an entry over here once it has when it came again to the top side, but see, like for me it has already given a decent 25 pip. So 25 pip is like where is I book my profits. So that is why I didn't enter here when it came again to this point. Now it came down, did took this fair value gap and respected this order block, and it came down, right? So I didn't get an entry over here, and there was a time where there was news. See, 8:30 there is a news, so I don't want to get into the news time. Now I just went too fast. It's going over here. At news time, this is exactly at 8:30 time. See, 8:30, 8:35. So at news time, this order block has been tapped in and it never breached this, and the fair value gap has been filled, right? So now I'm going to delete this because my focus is on this order block, right? There's a fair value gap over here, and now there's a liquidities, right? Now what I'm going to be doing is I'll just shift it to 1 minute time frame. Now one thing I got it for sure is there's a rejection from this point. I'll wait for the market to give a shift. Now the market has given a shift over here, right? Now what is the structure? Market has came down, made a swing high, made a new low, which is activated this swing high. Now it has given a change of character. Now the market comes down, I'll look for a good setup to make an entry, right? That's it. So this is the point. This is how the structure is being built. Now let the market move. Now again it is creating a liquidity. See, so these all are liquidities, right? So I'll be keeping an eye on this liquidity to be swept out. Now my focus is on this order block. Okay, this order block is my focus. Now what I was doing is waiting for the market to come and tap into this order block. The market did give me a tap in. I'll wait for the liquidity to be swept out. Over here, done. So this liquidity, it has been induced. Okay, this level has been induced. Now I'll wait for this level, whether this level is gonna get tested. Okay, now what happens? The market just consolidated. Now in my mind what is happening is now it is a structural liquidity. See, over here it made a low, over here also it made a low, and it has been consolidated, and the fall was very sharp. So for making for me, let's say if the market breaks this level, right, this high, then my focus will be on this order block to make a direct entry, right? So let's see how the market goes. Now for me the market has given a new low and it has swept this level. Now I can just go for an entry at this point. So I don't make a direct entry, I'll just wait for it for seeing reaction. Yes, I got a reaction over here. I just took my entry here, right? So I'll post the screenshot on the side of this where you'll be able to find it. Yep. So this is the point where I took the entry approximately at this area, and I kept my stop loss just below this. So where I was targeting, so that is the next question, right? So I was targeting, first thing, I was waiting for a reaction. If there is any reaction, I thought maybe I would book my profit. This was my first level. Okay, where I was planning to take my 25% of partial, but I didn't take any partials at that point. My next level was over here, right? This was the point where I was like, okay, at least maybe I can book my half of my partials, but still I didn't book it because I was monitoring the prices and the moment. And my final target was over here. This was my final target, and it is a Friday, right? So I thought like maybe I took my I could take my full final target at this point. Now what happened was the market was keep going, right? Market did make a low. I started to trail my stop loss, and it has given a break at this point. Now I was waiting like, okay, this has made a low over here. If it is getting breached, maybe I can change my decision and start booking some partials at this point. But what happened was it was given another breakout structure, and it was having a very good volume, so it was supported. again it was going to my next level, where I was like, okay, this is a point where I have to book my profits. Then it did came down, then it gave a breakup structure. I didn't book at the first point, but after some time when it started to come down, right, I started to then when it went back up to the same prices, I was like, okay, there's no much time left, because the market is going to get closed and I have to hold on this position until Monday, right? So in order to avoid that risk, what I did was, when the price again came to this level, I was like, okay, I'll book my full profits, and I booked my profit over here, which is $2,380, and it was a 1:6 risk reward ratio, and no partials was booked, just a direct exit. But this was my original target, because I was targeting this level, right? But eventually what happened was, if I had patience, it would have come to my target, and it would have given me my full profit, which was around 4,200. But I have no regrets on this. But the reason is very simple. What happens if it has went downside, I would have lost my profit as well, right? So there was no regret, and I was not willing to hold it until this point, because it was already night time in India, and I don't want to wake up until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, so that is why I just booked it. So this was a breakdown on my EU trade, which turned out to be a very good trade. And basically I had multiple opportunities. I had a short over here, but if I got my entry at this point, right, same thing, it was rejected. And if I get a charge on 1 minute, and this fair value gap was filled around this area time, I would have considered that, right? Now until once it has given a 25 pip move, it is kind of a target where I book my profits. So I was not much interested to take again, but did respect, came from this point and came until this, and I didn't take the entry because there was a news. I would not want to take any risk while there is a news coming up, especially on market hours. Then yeah, once that is done, I got a beautiful trade. The whole day's wait has been paid off, and it is 1:6, and that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Do subscribe the channels. So I plan on doing daily challenge kind of thing. I'll post it whenever I'm getting a good trades, and even the losses as well. I'll give you a small breakdown where you will be able to study the trades. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. See you on next video.